Free your mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to begin with a poem before you go into my speech. Pan-Africanism, environmentalism, equals to humanism. In the heart of Africa, where rivers sing, where the mountains and the sun rise in tandem, and where the eagles spread their wings and ascend, reminisce to the strong spirits of the land. There is a call for unity, loud and clear, to stand together, near and far. The Pan-African dreams of a strong, bright land where all join forces, hand in hand, together we rise. With hope and pride, under the sun where our hearts reside. But we must care for the earth, the air, the sea. For the trees and land, it's up to you and me. Protecting nature is our sacred task. For a better world, it's all we ask. For in every tree and every drop of rain lies our future, free from pain. To harm the earth is to harm us all. Without her gifts, we would all fall. Pan-Africanism, a vision so powerful, with environmentalism walking side by side. Together they lift the human spirit in every heart. They make us whole. Humanism calls for love and care, for justice, for kindness everywhere. It sees no borders, no race, no divide, but only the beauty of the world. So let us unite with a clear purpose for the earth, for each other, all we hold dear. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my poem. On behalf of the Pan-African Pyramid, ladies and gentlemen, we take this singular honor to thank you immensely for sparing time this evening to come and celebrate with us our 7th edition of the Pan-African Global Awards 2024 and the 10th anniversary. We don't take this for granted because we know that there are other equally important engagements you cancelled and decided to honor us with your physical presence. We thank you so much. Dear comrades, a Nigerian great writer and philosopher, Chinua Achebe, once wrote that a man who calls his kinsmen to a feast doesn't do so to save them from starving. They all have food in their own homes. When we gather together in the moonlight village ground, it is not because of the moon. Every man can see it in his own compound. So we come together because it's good for kinsmen to do so. We are gathered here tonight because we have a common cause, and that's the future of the Africa we want to bequeath our children and our children's children. Dear comrades, we gather here today in celebration of not just our achievements, but of our shared vision, a vision rooted in the very essence of who we are as Africans and what we aspire to be as global citizens. And on this day, we come together to honor the spirit of Pan-Africanism, to reaffirm our commitment to the environment, and to reorganize the profound connection between these ideals and the core values of humanism. Pan-Africanism is more than a movement. It's the heartbeat of our continent. It represents our collective desire for unity, freedom, and progress. It is the belief that together we can overcome any challenge, build a future where every African can thrive, and create a world where the strength of our unity is our greatest asset. But as we strive for unity and progress, we must also recognize that our journey is deeply intertwined with the health of our environment. The rivers that flow through our lands, the mountains that touch the sky, the forests that breathe life into our world, These are not just natural resources, they are sacred elements of our shared heritage. They are the lifeblood of our continent, and they must be protected with the same vigor and passion with which we fight for our freedom and dignity. Environmentalism, then, is not a separate cause. It is an integral part of the Pan-African dream. It is the understanding that our well-being, our future, is inseparably linked to the health of our planet. We cannot achieve true progress if we neglect the land that sustains us, the air that fills our lungs, or the water that nourishes our bodies. To care for environment is to care for ourselves, our children, and the generations yet to come. And this brings us to the heart of our gathering today, the powerful convergence of Pan-Africanism, environmentalism, and humanism. Humanism calls on us to recognize the dignity, the worth, and the potential in every human being. It asks us to act with compassion, to seek justice, and to promote the well-being of all people, regardless of race, religion, or nationality. When we embrace Pan-Africanism and environmentalism, we are not just advocating for the future of Africa or the planet. We are upholding the principles of humanism. We are acknowledging that our struggles are interconnected, that our victories are shared, and that our fates are bound together. Pan-Africanism and environmentalism, when united, offer a path towards a just and sustainable future. A future where every person, every community, and every nation can flourish in harmony with the earth. This is the vision that we must hold on to, the mission that must guide our actions, and the legacy that we must leave behind. So let us move forward with determination and hope. Let us continue to build bridges of unity across our continent. Let us protect and restore the natural world that sustains us. And let us uphold the values of humanism in all that we do, knowing that in doing so, we are creating a better world for all. As we celebrate the achievements of today, let us also look to the future with a renewed sense of purpose. Let us pledge to work together across borders and boundaries to create a world where Pan-Africanism, environmentalism, and humanism stand as the pillars of a just, loving, and sustainable society. Pan-Africanism is an ideology and a movement that encourages the solidarity of Africans worldwide. It's based on the belief that unity is vital to economic, social, and political progress, and aims to unify and uplift people of African descent. The ideology is such that the fate of all African peoples and countries are intertwined. At its core, Pan-Africanism is a belief that African peoples, both on the continent and in the diaspora, share not merely a common history, but a common destiny. But the Pan-African pyramid is propagating for a new Pan-Africanism concept. Now this one is important. The new Pan-Africanism need not to be based on race, skin, and color, but ideology. It advocates for the unification of Africa by economic development and trans-African trade, and not by political actors only, but also by corporate business entities. Ladies and gentlemen, our forefathers in Pan-Africanism talk about the Martin Luthers, the Malcolm X, and so on. At their time, they fused Pan-Africanism with racism. At that time, it was a mechanism to guard against the other people that were against them. So it was a race against a race. So if you are white, automatically you didn't like the black. And so also the blacks developed a hard skin if you are white, so they don't like you. So it was a fight between races. So immediately you meet a white man here, automatically, without any reason, he's your enemy. And vice versa. The white man sees you in America, yet actually he pulled you on trying to take you to America, but now when he meets you on the street, he looks at you as a dog. You know, he doesn't like you. Yet he's the one who pulled you there. He pulled you there. Now he doesn't want to see you. So they developed that mechanism to protect themselves. But right now, as we speak, that's not important now. That's why where we are here, Mr. Azar, we might have a difference in the skin. But Mr. Azar has contributed to Pan-Africanism concept, Pan-African agenda, so much. Look at Dr. Sudhir. That's what I'm saying. When you look at Dr. Sudhir, his contribution, one person alone, one person, his contribution in Uganda, in East Africa, in Africa, and in the world. You cannot start looking at his skin as an issue. If he was doing that, most of you have given birth to African children. They are your children, but they don't have jobs. So they go to him to give them jobs. Why don't you give them jobs? Why don't you, if you want to practice racism, let an Indian employ his Indians. Let a white man employ his white men. You also employ your African children. When it comes to jobs, you want to go to him and look for a job. Tomorrow you want to say this one is Indian, this one is white, this one is red, this one is black. No. We are one people. Sometime back, somebody told me, you know, and I was very annoyed. This is a very important person in the country. They were stealing. When you're going to Entebbe, I will say this. When you're going to Entebbe, there's that place called Coco Beach. You see it? You see that? A general in the army wanted to steal that land. That land belongs to Azar. A black man, during the COVID-19, wanted to solve his problems. He sold that land to the man. The man paid the money. After paying the money, the tenant who was there at that time when he was selling was black. This Azar here told the tenant, they have been demanding you 3 years, but I know the COVID. Don't pay. I'm also giving you 6 months. Don't pay. But use the 6 months to sort out yourself and leave. The black man used the 6 months to go and tinker with the documents, the titles, in lands in Entebbe. So this brother of his is trying really to give him a good time. He's using the good time to ensure that he defrauds him. After 6 months, before actually 6 months, the man comes and tells him, by the way, I'm not a tenant, I am the landlord. The man says, what? You're a landlord? The man says, I'm not alone, I'm the owner of this land. Entebbe there. And he used those 6 months to befriend all the generals in Entebbe. You know, SFC, blah, blah, blah. They would drink free liquor there. So he created, you know, a number around him. So the man went to court. This Jaffa. He won the case. The man appealed. He went. Still he won the appeal. Now, after winning the appeal, now the man decided to stay there by force. It's my land. So you need to understand. So he calls me, Andrew, what's the problem here? I said, what's the matter? He takes me through. He had his lawyers, the Africans. The lawyers are Africans. Grace, she's called Grace, her lawyer, his lawyer. So the lawyer took me through. I got all the documents. I called this man. He's called John. So when I called John, I said, John, this land is really not yours. He said, no, it's mine, man. It's mine. How? Because even the laws have said it's not yours. He said, no, we shall fight on. Hey. I said, okay. So I am fearless. I started the war. When I started the war, the man brought generals. Yeah, you remember talk? You remember? I started the war. So one morning, police had given him eviction orders. We went there one morning at 6 a.m. We found that generals drinking. That for them, they have come to drink. They don't want to be disturbed. I called the General College. I said, now, General College, a general is here drinking at 6 a.m. in somebody's land. Then he jumped over, he took photos, he sent him. When he called him, he said, you man, Those people have their disagreements. Why are you intervening in their problems? No, I find it. For me, I had to come to drink at 6 a.m. So the man ran away. When he ran away, this John calls me. I said, but Irumba, look, what kind of African are you? I said, why? How can you defend the Muhinda and me, your brother? You want me to leave this land? I said, okay, very good. Now, Mr. John, there are Ugandans in India who have land and Canada. Should I tell this Azad to tell his government also to confiscate that land? Let us just put logic. If you think that because this one is an Indian, he should not own his land, rightfully, should I tell this, because he also have a government, can I also ask him to tell his people in Canada to confiscate any person who has land and his name is not a Canadian? Does that make sense to you? Secondly, you know that there are many Ugandans here who have properties outside Uganda. Should I also tell them to? So I told him, John, we are not really fighting skin. No, I'm fighting injustice that is in you, in your skin. So please leave. The man left. You ask Azza. He left. So there is no need right now to continue looking at each other from the perspective of ideology. Do you agree that an African is a human being? If the answer is yes, then we can work together. Your race, your geographical boundary, your tribe, your sex, doesn't matter. What matters is, do we click? And for me, I have found a lot of good time working with people of different color from mine. They are very honest. If Dr. Sudit tells you he will give you 1,000, tomorrow you don't need to remind him. He will give it to you. But you are a Ugandan. He has promised you 1,000. Tomorrow you call him. He makes the phone busy. I am in a meeting. Yes, you're in a meeting, but you can send my money. 1,000 shillings. You call him again. He gives it to the PA. Tell him I'm in a meeting. Ugandans. But Dr. Sudil, when he says A, it is A. We agreed that Dr. Sudil will come here at 3. Do you know that at 3 p.m. Dr. Sudil was here? All of you, didn't I tell you that we'll be at 3? Didn't I say I will be here at 3? The man was here. He looked a fool. He's a chief guest. He's coming to speak to, that mindset. That mindset must change. So me, I have learned a lot from people of a different color but same ideology. I've learned a lot from them. I've learned. Ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, because conclude I must, we must leave this room tonight with renewed energies demanding for immediate unification of Africa.
One country.
United States of Africa, USA. This is what we need. Look. There are 54 countries in Africa. 55. Those are 55 country codes. Those are brothers and sisters. 55 country codes. 55 passports. 50 what? 55 passports. 55 country codes. Somebody in the middle is actually saying, for you to speak to Dr. Maponga, I'm in the middle here, you must pay me first. Because I'm the one going to change your country code. But this is a white man. Because all these companies in Africa are not owned by Africans. You get? So someone is in the middle. For you to speak to your brother from the other end of Ghana, someone is in the middle connecting you. Why can't you speak straight? Have one. America has how many country codes? You answer me. Are you sleeping? I beat you. How many country codes does America have? How many states does America have? 50 what? How many states does America have? 52. How many country codes do they have? How many country codes does UAE have? United Arab Emirates. How many? So now, how many country codes does UK have? UK. So you are here, you want to be like UK and America. America, Dr. WakaWaka, any part of America he is in, and my friend Nebukara, they speak freely. They move freely. The train can take you from one state to another in 1 hour. Here, for me to reach Kenya here, they ask me, where are you going? Where am I going? Are you stupid? Where am I going? I'm in Uganda. I'm going to Kenya. I reach at the border. Where are you going, Irumba? Are you hopeless? In America, no, he's here. But my prince has been there. My prince was in the US for over 30 years. Did you need any visa for you to cross from one state of America to another, prince? Now in Africa, you need. Now, how are you going to compete, you guys? How are you going to compete? Because America is an amalgamation of many countries coming together. Why? To protect their interests. UK is an amalgamation of so many states. Why? Because together they can defend their resources. UAE, United Arab Emirates, same thing. Look at India. Africa is the biggest continent after India. You get it? Look at the size of India. One country code. Look at Africa. A district in Africa has a country code. A district. Look at Burundi and Rwanda. Look at them. I can even walk on foot in 1 day from Burundi to Rwanda, but there is a country code. And somebody is saying, please don't come here. Are you hopeless? So, we must leave this room tonight saying we need one United States of Africa as a country. One. And when you are here, you think it's difficult. No, it's not difficult. You begin by defying what stops you from going to Kenya. Let them arrest you. We will deal with them. Yesterday, he's here. Dr. Waka. The man jumped from America. He reached Johannesburg. They told him, no, you need a visa to go to Uganda. They stopped him. He sent me a message on WhatsApp. I said, oh, don't worry. I drove to Ministry of Internal Affairs. I sat there. I said, my guest is in South Africa. How can America allow him to come up to South Africa? And you, from South Africa to Uganda, you are denying him. What is the problem? Let him apply for visa. He applied. They said, sorry. The earliest we can give is 2nd September. He's here. 2nd September. That from South Africa to here takes him 3 days. I said, you're hopeless. I stood there. I said, the man must come here. After getting the visa for 2nd, I sat there. They had to clear him to come here yesterday. Yesterday. He's here. We defied. Because at every step he would get stuck, he would be there, standing right there. He must come. He must come. He's coming home. Yes. He's coming home. Why are you stopping him? There is somebody in the middle. The very mentality left behind by the colonialists. Now there is an African, your brother, who is holding on to it because he's earning from it. Because he paid $50 for him to get the visa. You are stealing from your brother. So, we are blaming colonialists. They left. But the systems, our own brothers, are earning from them. So they cannot remove them. You get it? Because they are benefiting from them. These, don't rely on these African leaders that they will unite Africa. No. They will not. You can do it. You can do it. Why? These African leaders, all of them are in control of some small chiefdoms. If you are the president of Burundi, you think you're president. When they tell you, please unite with Rwanda, you say, now, I am the president. When you unite with Rwanda, you become an LC1 chairman or what? So you are asking him to unite, yet actually his interest as a person, he's benefiting from the disunity. But for you here, Bambi relying on him that he will unite Africa, he will not. All the 55 presidents of Africa, they will not help you to unite Africa. They will not. So it's going to take you, the citizens, the owners of the continent, the sons and daughters, to start defying those stupid things. Business entities, like the ones of Dr. Sudhir, I've worked in Britannia for so many years. I worked there before. They manufacture products from Kenya. They find themselves in Uganda, Rwanda, and Burundi. How come the products are moving, but the human beings cannot? No. So, Africa must unite now, not tomorrow. We must do this by asking the sons and daughters of Africa to start defying all colonial boundaries. Listen to this one. Start right now as we live here. Defying all the colonial boundaries, protocols, and the paperwork left behind by our colonial masters that continue to classify us as strangers in our own home. Africa is home. If I'm in Uganda, I might be in the sitting room, in the same home. When I want to go to the bedroom and sleep, I could be in Kenya or Rwanda. Don't ask me where I'm going. I've been in the sitting room watching TV. Now I want to go and rest in the bedroom. That's Rwanda or Kenya. So you must not ask people these very hopeless things. They were left by colonialists. We fought to them. We remained with them. So why are we holding on to them? Why? If we believe these are wrong things, these guys sat in Berlin, the Berlin Conference, France, the country of Mr. Lissafre. You guys are very bad people. You sat in France, not in Africa, demarcated, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, and then you gave yourselves as if it's your cow. Now, but now, up to now, we are saying the colonies are bad, but we have held very dearly some of the things that we are selfishly benefiting from. So it is you people to start defying those things. Look here. Egypt was the first African country to gain its independence from its former colony, UK. That was 1922. That's 102 years now. Speaking in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia on May 24th, 1963, at a meeting of 32 African heads of state and government, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah insisted that Africa must unite now. His historic well-reasoned call was ignored in favor of a weak organization of African Union, OAU. Decades later, the OAU was replaced with the current weak African Union, AU. At first it was OAU, now it is AU, which is exactly what Dr. Nkrumah had foreseen, a body controlled by the same imperialists who the African freedom fighters had fought to gain political independence. The people we fought to gain our political independence are the ones who built for us around a very beautiful AU African Union headquarters in Ethiopia. Do you get the point? I don't know whether you get that. That the people we fought here, that they are colonists, when we wanted to gain our independence, they came and built for us the house where we can sit and speak things that actually help us to grow. The entire 55 countries could not manage to fund a building in Ethiopia. They don't have money. It is the white man. They don't have money to build their headquarters, African Union. They don't have money, 55 countries, to build a house. Then after building it, now you say, you Chinese, you leave Africa. How will he leave? How? This is because some leaders wanted to remind, this is because some leaders wanted to remind leaders of their small chiefdoms at the expense of the motherland. Time has come, we rise above petty domestic politics of our small chiefdoms and unite Africa now and protect our God-given wealth, the mineral resources, for the betterment of our motherland, Africa. I thank you very much, and may God bless you, ladies and gentlemen.